I am beating every N64 game, and I mean all of them. The twist is, the next game I play is randomly selected, so I have no clue what's coming next. This is the journey to beating every N64 game. Game number 122, Center Court Tennis. Released only in Europe and Japan in 1999, this game was developed and published by Hudson Soft. This is a very rare title that was not released in North America, but it is also not a Japanese exclusive. Because I want to be able to play the game in English, I'll be playing the European version for this video, which may cause the frame rate to look a bit lower in the gameplay. Although the N64 does tend to lag like crazy, so maybe it won't even look different. So this is our second tennis game of the challenge, with the first being All-Star Tennis 99, all the way back at Game 12. I'd definitely never heard of this game. Personally, I'm waiting for Mario Tennis to be drawn. Hudson Soft has put out some really solid games on this console though, so this has potential. Let's get into it. Upon turning the game on, I found an option to create a character, which I absolutely did. The customization isn't all that great, but hey, it's always fun to explore what kind of wild people you can make. I think I nailed my look pretty well. Absolute perfection. There's also an option to set a taunt and a victory pose for your character, and they're all just plain weird. But sure, yeah, let's do that. Then you set your character's stats in serve, smash, volley, lob, stroke, spin, back/front movement, and left/right movement. I wasn't really sure what would be good or anything like that, so I just had it autofill my stats and hope for the best. Then I went into the practice mode to try to get the hang of how the game works. Here you can try to hone your skills in serving, volleying, stroking, and smashing. Yeah. There are 6 courts you can choose from, and there's an indicator showing how the ball bounces on the material the ground is made of. The 2 interesting ones are plateau and street. I remember the tennis court at my middle school looked like a lot like the street one. The timing on serving is kind of strange. You have to wait longer to swing the racket than you might think. Essentially, it gives you a zone to hit the ball in and lets you know whether you succeed or not. Volley has a trainer lightly hit the ball towards you, and you just have to hit it back before it bounces twice. Easy enough. The stroke practice is the same thing, really. I'm not even sure why this is here. Someone in my chat said it's supposed to be putting spin on the ball, but the way to practice here is the exact same thing as volley. In the smash practice, the trainer will lob the ball slowly into the air so that you can smash it down on him. It's really satisfying to do. After that, it was time to dive into the game itself. The main single player mode of this game seemed to be the tournament mode, of which there are 4. The United Kingdom Open, the Ligue de France Open, North American Open, and the Oceania Open. Nice license-free names there. Guess I'll just go in order and start with the UK Open. There's a bracket shown, and there's 12 players in total, with 4 getting a bye in the first round. Dang man, I want one of those. I was up against Tim to start. Playing in a real match sure was a lot different than that training session. I wanted to run up to the net so I could smash it in Tim's face, but he lobbed it over my head. This AI is smarter than I suspected. Scoring in tennis is just so weird. When you score, you think you'd probably get 1, maybe 2 points. Nah, you get 15. Okay, that's strange. And then on the next score, you get 30. Okay, yeah, I see where this is going. So if you scored again, you'd get 45, right? Nah, you get 40. What in the world, man? Who came up with this stuff? After 40 is the game point, which the computer got against me. They were up 1 game to none now. If you win 6 games, you win a set, and winning so many sets gives you the match win. In this game, it's only 1 set to win a match. Between games, you alternate who is serving. I found it much easier to score when serving, which I think is expected in tennis. I took game 2 and it was tied up 1-1. The controls for this game are very arcade feeling. They didn't really go for realism at all. There was one issue I was having though. When the other player would lob the ball in the air, my character would just whiff when swinging. Like, I'm sure I was doing it wrong, but man, it was so frustrating. It feels like I'm a ghost. At least those times I actually attempted to hit the ball. If you really screw up, it just hits you in the face and you fall over. My character should be embarrassed. One final quirk of the scoring system in tennis is when both players reach 40 points. It goes to what's called deuce. When this happens, you have to score twice in a row to win. So if one player scores, they now have the advantage. If the other player scores, then it's back to deuce. And this can just repeat indefinitely. It leads to some frustrating scenarios if you can't escape. I ended up winning this first match 6-4. And then, well, it's just the same tennis playing some more. I lost in the second round and I rage quit. Genuinely was slamming my controller and smashing windows and stuff. I figured I should focus on how my character's stats were distributed this time around. I pretty much never got an ace when serving, so I figured I didn't really need to put any points in my serving stat. Not only that, I never lobbed the ball, so I put no points in that either. With this, I had max stats in everything else, which felt great. Hopefully the game would be a lot smoother now. I looked into the game's manual to try to see if I could learn anything there, and there were a couple things. Holding Z did a special shot. I found this to be pretty unreliable though, because the ball is hit so hard that it usually goes out of bounds. It's best to use it when they lob the ball for an easy score once you get used to it. The AI is smart about not returning the shot if it's going to land outside the court. The other thing I learned is you can flip the camera perspective during a game. In tennis, after both players have served, they swap sides. I found that I played much better at the bottom of the screen, so I would just flip the camera when they switched. With my stats changed, my character moved way faster. This allowed me to alternate which side I hit the ball to, and the AI couldn't handle it. Eventually, they'd find themselves in an impossible scenario, and it was an easy score. I beat Mark 6-1, Steve 6-0, Mike 7-5 because you have to win by 2 games. Then I beat Tim in back-to-back 6-1 sets to win the finals. The finals are a best of 3 sets, so it just takes a bit longer. When you win, it shows a little cutscene with your character celebrating on the court with some big trophy. It said I won Pro Light S, which is a new outfit piece. And then it shows the standings for the league, which had me in 12th place currently. Well, that's the first tournament down, 3 more to go. I'll take this time to talk about the graphics and music of the game. The graphics are pretty poor in my opinion. Things all just look such low resolution, just everything on the screen pretty much. It's not supposed to be realistic, but come on man, give me a couple more pixels. It doesn't really lag too much at least. It plays music during a game and it's pretty chill. Honestly, it sounds like something you'd hear in like Animal Crossing or something like that. I guess it fits, but it's not remarkable. So yeah, now we're in the Ile-de-France Open, and it's played on a clay court. Oh man, we're getting crazy. The type of surface of the court just affects how the ball bounces, but I didn't really pay much attention to it. I won this tournament without any trouble really. I was now in 7th place with 2 majors to my name. Then it was time for the North American Open. I think this is being played on grass, or maybe turf? I'm not really sure. Maybe the ground is made of tennis ball, who knows. The game doesn't really get harder through each tournament or anything like that. It feels like each match within a tournament gets a bit harder, but it's not that noticeable. I won this without any trouble, now in 3rd place with 3 majors to my name. Never mind the guy in 1st only has 2, but whatever, I'm the new guy in town. Finally, it's the Oceania Open. I actually got a bye in this tournament. I think it's because I was in the top 4 of the rankings. This court is, greener grass? Maybe this one is the turf since it's such a pure green color. You already know, this was a free win for the greatest tennis player of all time, Thab. I was officially the rank 1 tennis player in the world now. There was no secret tournament or anything that unlocked like that, and you don't really get anything special from it. No acknowledgement, nothing. There are a few other things the game offers though. As you might guess, there is a dressing room where you can change your player's outfit. Oh my. The items you won from the tournaments are available here. Then there's a rather bizarre mode. The game just calls it challenge mode. Sure, that's one name for it. So what you do is you pick an opponent to play against and you each put up an article of clothing you stake on the match. Whoever wins gets the other's clothes. Essentially, it's strip tennis. Like, what the heck man? Why? I suppose if you wanted to 100% this game, you would have to win everyone's clothes. The matches are the same, although the arenas you play in are much more interesting. They're very unrealistic, as you might be able to tell. Finally, there's 4 different minigames you can play. Knock 'em Down has you serving into a pile of colored stuff to hit the red thing on top. It's like a tennis version of Angry Birds. Burning Barrels has you lobbing the ball into dangerous explosive barrels. You get more points for landing it directly inside, which causes fire to shoot out. Run and Gun has 3 machines launching balls that you have to volley. Occasionally they will launch a bomb, which you must avoid. Very thrilling gameplay. And finally there's Tennis Court Bingo, where the other side of the court is divided into 9 squares. Never mind the fact that bingo is 5x5, but whatever. More like tennis tic-tac-toe. You just get points for getting 3 in a row. None of these are all that interesting. For winning those mini-games, I unlocked cat ears and a cat tail. Yeah. Strip tennis and cattails. Sure is a great game. But yeah, that's about all there is for this one. Game complete. So yeah, there you have it. My journey to beating center court tennis. I now see why we never got this game in the US. When Mario Tennis exists, this game just has no chance. The gameplay's decent enough, but there's some real issues with controlling your character. I kind of wish the tennis matches were all played on those weird courts from the challenge mode. That would at least spice things up a bit. Otherwise, it's quite boring playing the same level of AI over and over again. The minigames are pretty lacking as well. Honestly, they're less fun than just playing against the computer. I don't really see any reason to ever play this game, but if you are curious, do it in multiplayer. I gave it a 2.5 out of 10 for enjoyability and a 2.5 out of 10 for difficulty. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Have a sneak peek at the next game. So there are 268 currently on the list. Let's see what we get. 3, 2, 1, go. 62? What is that? Oh man. We are playing Duke Nukem 0 Hour. But yeah, if you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like. It helps the channel a lot. And if you like this series, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one.